Labour is in a state of utter chaos. New scandals are erupting daily, and the party is fracturing under the weight of its own contradictions. Elon Musk's recent pronouncements only amplify the growing sense of crisis. He's not just criticizing, he's suggesting Starmer belongs in prison, a statement that has ignited a firestorm of international attention. This isn't just political maneuvering, it's a full-blown assault on the credibility of the Labour leadership. Starmer's past as Director of Public Prosecutions is under intense scrutiny. Accusations of inaction regarding grooming gangs are swirling, with estimates suggesting thousands of children may have been victims during his tenure. While some prosecutions eventually occurred, many victims were left without justice. The sheer scale of the alleged failures is staggering, and the accusations of deliberate inaction are particularly damning. The contrast between his apparent willingness to prosecute other offences and his alleged inaction on child abuse is striking, fueling the perception of a deeply flawed system of priorities. The current calls for a national inquiry into grooming gangs are being met with fierce resistance from Starmer. He's actively blocking these investigations, a move that is interpreted by many as a desperate attempt to avoid accountability. His government's argument that immediate action is preferable to the delays of a public inquiry rings hollow to victims' advocates and critics alike, who see this as a blatant attempt to shield himself from uncomfortable truths. The opposition isn't just coming from the Conservatives. Even within Labour, cracks are appearing. Andy Burnham, the mayor of Greater Manchester, has publicly called for a limited national inquiry, directly contradicting Starmer's stance. This open rebellion within the party is a significant blow to Starmer's authority, highlighting the deep divisions within Labour's ranks. Nigel Farage, ever the opportunist, has added fuel to the fire, issuing an ultimatum to Starmer: launch an inquiry by the end of January, or Farage will do it himself. Farage's involvement adds a new layer of complexity, bringing significant resources and media attention to the issue. Public opinion is turning sharply against Starmer. Recent polls indicate a catastrophic drop in his approval ratings, with a significant majority believing he will be gone within a year. These figures are unprecedented for a Labour leader, surpassing even the low points of previous leaders like Corbyn and Miliband. The exodus from the party is also accelerating, with a significant number of councillors resigning, citing disillusionment with Starmer's leadership. The situation is deteriorating rapidly. The accusations of inaction on grooming gangs, coupled with the internal conflicts within the Labour Party, are creating a perfect storm of negative publicity. Starmer's attempts to downplay the issue are backfiring spectacularly, as the public and international observers alike are demanding answers. The silence from Starmer's office only serves to amplify the concerns. The sheer number of victims, the scale of the alleged failures, and the blatant attempts to avoid accountability are creating an atmosphere of outrage and distrust. Musk's intervention, while controversial, has further destabilized Starmer's position. His accusations, delivered to a massive global audience, have added a new dimension to the crisis. The international attention this has generated is unprecedented, raising serious questions about the stability of the British government. The accusations of complicity in the rape of Britain are inflammatory, but they reflect the depth of public anger and frustration. The coming weeks will be critical for Starmer. He faces a choice: confront the accusations head-on, launch a thorough investigation, and attempt to regain public trust, or continue to resist, further damaging his credibility and potentially jeopardizing his leadership. The pressure is immense, and the stakes are incredibly high. The silence is deafening, and the clock is ticking. The question is not whether Starmer will survive this crisis, but how much damage will be done before he finally acts, or is forced out. The crisis is far from over. The fallout from this scandal is likely to continue for months, if not years, to come.